How's it going, everybody? It's been a minute since I've done a video, and it's just been a busy year. Hadn't had a lot of chance to do videos. Plus, when I was at the track, it was like one pass and done. If and when I got to go, runs are very limited this year. So, just wanted to do a quick briefing on things that were done to the car since the last video, which has been a while. Either way, I'll flip this camera around and we'll do a quick overview, and then I'll tell you my plans for this, throughout this video.
One thing I have done, I have finally committed to putting some color on the car. So thankful for a good buddy of mine to come over, helped. We put a wrap on the car and we found an OEM red to match the car. As you can see, the color is actually a really close match. We've done the doors, fenders, and hood. The back of the car from the door back is still the original color, but parts of this car, if you open the door jamb up, it is an exact match to the color on these fenders, which is really nice. So if anybody's got a question about what that is, leave a just send me a message and I'll be glad to try to answer what wrap that was that matches this particular EG Civic hatchback. Either way, one thing I have done, the biggest and the latest upgrade I've done, is just so the people that don't know, my personal goal was to get this car to run a 10. Well, we surpassed that pretty quick when the car first got built. They're like, hey, what would be cool to make a 9-second pass? Well, after trying for almost 2 seasons, I finally got my 999. It broke through and finally got that 9. After that, the floodgates opened, kind of started figuring the car out, and the car has been going consistent 9s. I can let out of the car early. I can, have bad 60 foots, don't matter. The car does pretty consistent, mid, I'll say 9.7, 9.8s. Really done some lazy passes and the car still go 9.8, 9.7. And I have done one pass on this car that I kind of wanted to do a send it pass. It was with the original Rev 9 7268 turbo I had, which was a $300 turbo. And the car went 961 at 151 miles per hour. I put some power in the front half of the track. Car went a 6.3 in the 8th. And then, but it had a really bad 60 foot. It was almost a 1.7. It was like a 166 or 167 60 foot, which is actually bad for this car. This car has now been doing consistent 152, 153 60 foots almost every pass. You just take that alone, drop the 60 foot down with that 9.6 pass. That's a 9.30 pass. But what I've done since is the Dean Moslow, which drives the Devil Z. A lot of people follow him. I bought his turbo off his car, which is a Pulsar 6862. Turbo definitely likes this motor. We turned the boost down from about 37 pounds of boost all the way down to 30 pounds of boost. And I added weight to the car, almost 100 pounds, and the car jumped up to 153 miles per hour on a lazy pass. And I was not using full throttle shifting and all that stuff, so it was just kind of a lazy pass. And I did not have any power in the front half of the track. So we turned the power down in the car just to kind of see what this new turbo does. And it trapped faster than it's ever trapped with adding weight to the car. And having, this car trapped 124 in the 8th normally, and I was down to 116 in the 8th, but it still trapped 153 in the top half when the power came in. So the turbo is definitely gonna make power in this car. So moral of the story is, tomorrow we're gonna take this car out. It is the last test and tune we have for the year. At Beach Bend Raceway, they are opening the track up for 3 hours. We're gonna have a DA of around negative 1,500 tomorrow at this track, which is unreal. My 9.6 pass was like 3,000 DA on like a 90-degree day. So I really, if I can get some traction on this track, I expect this car to go pretty deep into the 9s, and there's even a possibility this car could go 8s if I get traction. Brian Spinker from Translab Performance worked out a deal with me. We've got the new GearX Extreme final drive and countershaft to mate to the top eliminator drag kit. And another thing I did, because I split a bell housing in half this year, we got the Speed Factory, and I was lucky enough to get one of the first Speed Factory B-Series bell housings for the front wheel drive that come out. So I think I was one of the top, our first forward that got these things. So I was very blessed to get that. I feel very good. So now I got some gears that'll hold some power. I got a turbo that'll make some power. And tomorrow I'm gonna lay some power down. So I'm going to throw some juice to it, see what happens, and mathematically the car's got a real low 9 or an 8-second pass without really increasing the power a lot. But I went ahead and sauced it up a little bit. I've thrown in a little extra power to it, more power than I've ever thrown to it. And we're going to see what happens. So go tomorrow, low 9, high 8, around 160 miles per hour. Like I say, car already went. I pulled the weight back off the car. That's another thing. I pulled the weight back off. We have some gutted doors in this car now, which I did not have before. So that was 70-something pounds alone. So tomorrow we're going to be running about another 3 pounds of boost. With this turbo, it's going to be about another 50 to 70 horsepower. And minus 70-something, almost 80 pounds. And almost 4,000 DA less than what we ran the car with last time. Car should fly. So we're going to take this onto the track and see how it does. Let's go.
I made it out here at Beach Bend Raceway Park here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Maybe I can channel my inner Alex Pagan wearing my Humble Performance hoodie and see if I can get this car down the track. Winds have finally died down a little bit. This morning it was blowing 20, 25, and it was crosswind. So at the end of the track, you don't want a crosswind if you're going to pull a parachute. So they have died down, which is a good sign. Car's got a good heat cycle in it, so hopefully it'll be good to go, and we'll get this thing down the track and get our record pass. So hold on for the ride and see if we can get this thing done. All right, about to make our first pass. Hopefully this is the only pass I have to make today. So a little nerve-wracking. Never pushed the car this hard. It's 40 degrees outside with a DA of almost negative 2,000. So anything can happen. We may lose the motor, may go fast, but as long as I get down the track, I'm safe and I get to going, I consider it a good day. So we're about to crank this thing up and see what happens. I'm sure a broken axle. Well, unfortunately today, season's gonna end. Come off the line, spun, just immediately blew the tires, and then hit some stick and broken axle. It happens. It's part of it, and I accept that fate, and we'll get it going over the winter. The motor's still good, nothing's wrong there. So to end this, I got to say thank you to everybody that's always helped me. Alex Pagan, Kenny McKay from Humble Performance, Jason Waters from Jason Waters Tuning, Brian Specker from Translab Performance, Jesse Coulter from Jesse's Garage here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, as well as Scott Stanborn, which is a Pro Machine here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Rick Nelson from Haltech Performance. These guys have always been there to help me out. Don't forget Eric Jarvis, Mad Santos Auto. This group of guys, somebody, these people I trust. That's who I get my parts from. So in case anybody ever wonders, it's always nice to have, some dealers that are always true to you and good to you and make sure you're trying to better yourself. And that's what these guys do. But okay, again, today I broke the driver's side axle. I've already got the car in the air, getting ready to put it in the trailer. And you see it's sitting down here on the ground. And it broke right at the inner boot, so broke it in half. We're all good. That's why I got spares, but I'm not going to push it today. We're just going to get this car back in the trailer and be ready for the next season. as always, thank you for watching. Sorry it's been so long since I made a video. This car is going to go fast next year. We're going to make sure of that, and we're going to go to some races and meet a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Thank you. Until next time, happy racing.